I will protect the forest edge here by planting appropriately.
Now, I just need to empty my boots.
And on the gully slopes, so recently sheep pasture, I hope to increase diversity by creating an environment quite different from the forest. I make a start with an iconic and multi-useful New Zealand plant, flax. Well, I think this flax will grow along with the others on this hillside and look pretty good in 2 or 3 years' time. Hopefully it'll be busy with tuis and it'll be busy with bellbirds. It's going to be fantastic. A neighbour has allowed me to grub out and divide a dozen plants that are being superseded in his bush. 3 or 4 years down the line, my wishful thinking is becoming a reality. Well, when we arrived a few years ago, this walk down into the gully was just open sheep pasture, and I planted flax, a few native grasses, a manuka, the first stages of New Zealand bush really, and it's beginning to pay off. All I can do is plant more. Once the flax are flowering in numbers, they begin to run in sequence with the rewa flowers, and the two provide a nectar source that now runs for almost 3 months of the year. This is the first bellbird to break the bush line and feed around the front of the house. In the garden I've planted more colourful leaf varieties of flax, but their capacity to flower through early summer remains undiminished. We have plenty of visitors from overseas and nearly all plant a native tree somewhere on the property.
Now don't be fooled by the fact it looks completely dead.
This one is kahikatea. It was once common across the Waikato, and as a small tree, kahikatea's foliage is certainly underwhelming. But with a bit of luck, this one will grow into a magnificent tree. It takes 5 or 6 years for the garden to establish enough to notice a discernible difference in insect and bird numbers. The mass blooming of hebes makes a big difference to many insects, in particular butterflies. These common blues don't wander far, and their numbers peak later in the summer. Red and yellow admirals are wanderers, and are here during summer. But it is the spring flowering of hebes that is most important to them. When adults awake from winter torpor, they need food quickly. And when we arrived, only a few would be seen, usually flying over the house to somewhere else. But now there is nectar, they stay. A sacred kingfisher keeps watch over the garden. Insects and other invertebrates are part of its diet. The increase in flowers in recent years benefits wildlife generally. Prairie moths on the wing earlier in the year do not feed in the adult stage and live only a few days. The house lights attract them in. I find them on the deck in the morning and return them to the bush. Prairie are one of several trees that the larvae feed upon. My father has planted one at the edge of our bush line, and as it grows, both fruit and flower will be attractive to many native birds. The tree relies upon birds for pollination and will flower in early winter. In fact, there's rarely a time when it doesn't provide, with flowers and berries often occurring together.